The biggest week of earnings of the whole quarter is here. Not only that, we also have the Fed's preferred inflation index as well as GDP. It is a jam-packed week when it comes to economic indicators and financials. I'm Gav Blacksberg from Wolf Financial. I'm here with Evan from Stock Market News. Let's dive right into this crazy week of earnings. I'm pulling up the earnings right here and turning it over to you, Evan, to tell me what stands out to you the most from this sheet.
Yeah, first of all, the biggest thing that's standing out is how full it is. We are jam-packed with earnings. As we were saying there, this is the busiest week of this cycle. Names standing out the most to me are these mega cap tech names. We have everyone but Apple. Normally they would be coming in this week, but Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft, and Google are definitely the biggest ones standing out to me at the start, Wolf. I would love to kind of hear some of your thoughts. There's a lot of the smaller ones that I think are very fascinating, but would love to hear which ones are standing out to you at the start.
Yeah, Credit Suisse, not Credit Suisse. Well, yes, Credit
Hey,
Suisse, I think.
Credit Suisse is on there. Both them, First Republic. We're gonna get a lot of bank information tomorrow.
Yeah, Credit Suisse and First Republic, I think is pretty interesting. Not a fan of First Republic at the moment. I think that there's a lot of problems there, so excited to see how that one works out. GM being on here as well. That's a name that we talked about a lot this year. It's not the classic, sexy name, but when you look at a GM stock chart, it certainly, I think, has been outperforming last I checked, right? Yeah, let me check. Oh, I guess it pulled back from that crazy run in February that we were riding to the upside, but still interested to see how they end up reporting. And then just names like Roku, right? Snap, that typically have these like 10, 20, 30% earning moves. Teladoc, like this is that week where we'd often come to the quarter and go, all right, we're going to have these 30% moves. Pinterest, First Solar, just a number of names that continue to stand out and I think pull a lot of interest. Enphase. So yeah, yes, there's big names, but these smaller names definitely are going to be getting attention. Do you want us to roll into the
Very quickly
expectations?
on this one, I think there's also a lot of very big traditional names as well that we haven't touched on. McDonald's, Visa, Chipotle. Not really in that same category, but Snapchat has had some crazy moves. And then also the oil names, Exxon and Chevron on Friday will be very fascinating to watch. And then also Caterpillar will tell us a lot about the economy, MasterCard. So this will be a very, very busy week. And we're excited to get into it. So yeah, we can flip over to the next page. I do want to kind of quickly inform you guys on what we're looking at here. So first, the under actual, those times, that's what time you should expect the numbers to be released. On the top is morning before the markets open, and then after that is after the markets closed. And then next to that, we have the EPS expectations and then the revenue expectations as well. So this is for Monday morning. The ones Monday morning and afternoon. The ones standing out to the most to me are Coca-Cola, Cleveland Cliffs, and then First Republic and Credit Suisse are obviously very, very fascinating. So a lot to watch on those. I know Whirlpool is also watched a little bit as well, but we really do start to pick up on Tuesday. I thought Tuesday, the morning, just how many stocks there are going here that are really kind of known and reputable and watched. We didn't even mention Pepsi's on here, Spotify's on here, 3M, Raytheon with Defense, some airline names, Nextera's even popular. So a lot to go. And then, of course, those names at the top: UPS, Verizon, GM, McDonald's, GE, very large names.
Yeah, definitely a busy morning. Some of these have faded over the last year or two from their prominence, but names like McDonald's, Jimmy Chill coming out long McDonald's the other week. So I'm excited to see how earnings go for them. They have currently the curse upon them.
Wolf, I don't know if you saw, there was on Friday, Jimmy Chill, Jim Cramer gave his thoughts on a lot of these names and what we were expecting. So I'll cover that at the name. But as you said there, at the end, McDonald's was one that he said he thinks this will be the quarter that takes the stock over 300 was a direct quote. So yes, the curse is there for McDonald's. But this is literally just Tuesday before the open. I think that kind of goes how much was there. And then now what you have up here is Tuesday after the close. And you could see those names at the top: Microsoft and Google, two of the largest companies in the world, go in at the exact same time, more or less. The AI battle is in full swing. So that will definitely be a very, very focused kind of battle on watch. It feels like they're pitted up against each other, but definitely something to watch. But also, I know Enphase is very closely followed, same with Visa and a couple others.
Absolutely. Real quick to the audience, if you're able to drop a like on this video, that's just is really helpful for the algo. It gets more people seeing this. And obviously, this is pertinent information for this upcoming week. So the sooner we can get in front of more people, the better. Just have an understanding of, hey, that company's in my portfolio, or I have a swing trade on there. I want to understand what they have to look forward to with earnings. This is a huge day on Tuesday. We'll obviously be live. Google, Microsoft, headlining, several other names that people are going to care about in here as well. But this is going to see the start of that swing to QQQ and SPY as they really get moved by names like these. I think we can pop into the next portion, which is going to be Wednesday morning, right?
Yeah, Wednesday morning is next here. First of all, also you did kind of mention there. I think the most value of this, just kind of pause it on each day and you can come back and really know what the numbers are. Expectations is what matters, so definitely keep that on watch. For me, though, Boeing is the very big name Wednesday morning that I'm watching. A couple others not as big. I know Norfolk Southern might get a lot of interest because of the whole Ohio incident that happened with
Yeah.
the train derailment. So maybe some interest there, kind of see how they're reacting to it. But overall, just a good amount of names going on the theme. But Wednesday after the close, I'm pretty focused on Facebook. I think this one will be a really interesting earnings. A lot of people hate the company. A lot of people don't like their spending on the metaverse, but still a great underlying product. And we'll see how they're kind of working through all these Apple changes that a couple quarters ago, but are still affecting everyone. But outside of Facebook and Zuckerberg, like you mentioned, Roku earlier and Teladoc should move a lot. And then ServiceNow and Waste Management are some popular names. But any other names stand out to you here? I know we have your namesake Wolfspeed down there.
Unfortunately, hit 52-week lows the other day. Not great, Bob, as they say. So continue to keep an eye on ticker symbol WOLF, but it has not been performing. And that's surprising to me, right? Because names like Nvidia and AMD still pushing up, finding new areas of support, and names like Wolf, unfortunately, towards the lower end of that spectrum and have fallen back. But this could be the turning point. It caught actually near where the lows were back in June. So if they have some good earnings, you could see a sizable move. I've seen Wolfspeed move 10, 20, 30% as well in earnings. Outside of that, not too much else. I know that Boeing, obviously it's at the top here, but that's like the big name. Tons of people like to play Boeing for both short-term, long-term news, catalyst, and other pieces like that. And then not too much that sounds out to me, maybe American Tower Corp. But I think Wednesday morning, a little bit lighter. But of course, once you get into Wednesday afternoon, not so light. A lot of heavy hitters, a lot of big movers. Of course, Meta is the champion here, but things like TDoc and Roku just love to move. And then I certainly have some WM in my portfolio. So that's not one that I care about a single earnings report on, but it's always helpful to see more good news.
Perfect. All right. Well, we'll keep moving through a little bit quicker at the end here. We do have Thursday before the open, Caterpillar on watch, MasterCard on watch, Eli Lilly, Domino's Pizza, and a bunch of others, Merck, Southwest, some airlines. So a lot of good names to watch here. A very busy morning. Even at the bottom, Honeywell, Bristol Myers, Spirit Airlines, Hasbro, Overstock. Thursday morning will be very, very busy. And then after the close, we have Amazon kind of coming in and headlining the day with Snapchat, Intel, Pinterest, Activision. We might hear a little bit more about their acquisition deal with Microsoft, and then a bunch of others. And then on Friday, the big names here are those mega cap oil names. We got Exxon and Chevron. So definitely those names will be on watch. And quickly, I did hype it up a little bit earlier. Jim Cramer did give his thoughts on these earnings, a couple of them. So I'll read them out. Maybe they'll give you some alpha. For Chipotle, Jim said he's still adamant that Chipotle is going to 2000, so he's bullish on these numbers. He said he thought Microsoft's numbers will cause analysts to raise their expectations going forward, so he thinks they will do good. He said he would double down on Facebook Meta platforms if he didn't already own so much, and that Mark Chainsaw Zuckerberg will chop more dead wood during the quarter, was his quote. For Exxon versus Chevron, he said he prefers Exxon again this quarter. We didn't really mention it much on here, but Hershey's, they're reporting earnings this week, and Jim said he thinks that this could be the biggest upside surprise next week. And then the last one I will leave you with is General Electric GE, which he said he believes will deliver another magnificent quarter.
Wow, interesting. Bold words from Jim Cramer right there. Okay, I think we've covered earnings pretty sufficiently. Anybody can go back and pause at any point. Did we want to hit the economic calendar real quick?
Yeah, so next week we have a very busy earnings week, but we also have a very big macro and Fed speaker week. The two biggest events are happening later in the week. So we're looking at this first one, and we have some new home sales and durable good orders, but not too much that I am focused on. Here, if we go over to the second half of the week, on Thursday, we have the Q1 GDP reading. This is just the preliminary results. So we're going to get two more readings after this one, and it could change. But I know that was heavily focused a couple quarters ago, and we'll see what we get this day. We also have jobless claims. On that one, a very focused macro indicator right now. And then on Friday, as we were talking about earlier, the Fed's preferred inflation index does get released for March. That is PCE. So we'll be very focused on what that comes in. But Thursday and Friday will be very big on the macro perspective as well. And just quickly on this page, so you guys know it's from the last one. The far right number, that is the previous expectation. And then to the left of that is the median forecast. And then, yeah, what month it is. So that's how you should be looking at this one. But GDP, jobless claims, and PCE are my big three watches for the week from the macro front.
Perfect. Love the breakdown there of everything that's being covered. I think you sufficiently hit on it. Less Fed speakers this week, which is nice. We had a ton of Fed speakers last week, as you could see. Pretty much none this week. Are we in a blackout period?
No, I don't think so. I can double check.
Just a lighter week. All right, nice to see it. That's going to be a super interesting week. We're going to be live during it on Twitter Spaces from 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern each day, covering the live earnings as they come out, giving you live analysis on numbers. You can check us out at Wolf_Financial on Twitter, at StockMKT News.
Wow. You know what? Breaking news. The Fed is in a blackout window. Look at that. Look at you saying that. I had no idea. Yeah, started April 22nd, goes till May 4th.
Look at that. Look at that. Guess we get 2 weeks. Nice. Okay, really good stuff. Any other comments you'd like to make before we close this one out?
Nope. Appreciate you getting that information to me. If you see the tweet on my timeline of the Fed's blackout window that we're in there right now, shout out to this moment of us filming it for getting me the inspiration for that. If you enjoyed the video, myself and Wolf, we're doing at least 2 videos every single week going forward. We're committing to that. We're doubling down on these channels. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you like every single video, comments, and all that great stuff. We appreciate you, and catch you on the next one.
Absolutely. I even repainted the wall behind me just to look better for YouTube videos. So we're
I'm noticing that. I like it. It does look nice.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, it's pretty. All right, everybody. See you in the next one.